Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to My State MLS. Thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Dave. You all know me. I've been here for a long, long time. Now the Vice President of Operations here at My State MLS. And today we're talking about the importance of listing syndication and how you can get maximum exposure for your listings, whether they're for sale, they're for rent, they're residential, they're commercial, no matter what kind of property you're listing. We're here today to talk about how My State MLS can help you get maximum exposure on all of your listings. As always, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to use that questions tab on your GoToWebinar client. I'm going to keep an eye on those questions as they roll in, but at the end of the webinar, we're also going to take some time to read through those just in case I missed some and answer your questions there. So if you want, ask your questions as we're going through, or you can hold them at the very end because you never know, I might be answering your question before I even see your question. So let's get things rolling and talk about getting maximum exposure for your listings. So let's just address why listing syndication is so important. We know what listing syndication is. That's the process that gets your listings out on public websites like realtor.com or Zillow or Trulia, apartments.com for your apartments. But on average, 96% of potential buyers are doing their own home searches. On top of that, almost half of them are doing their own searches before they even start contacting a broker to work with. So why is that important? Well, because you're going to get your listings in front of the person that matters most, which is those potential buyers. And think about it, if 41% of those buyers aren't working with an agent first, that means they may just go ahead and click that contact agent button right there on the listing on those third-party sites, which means that lead could be coming directly to you. And if you're having buyers come directly to you, you don't have to pull out the calculator to really know what that means for you, because if that buyer is coming directly to you, you already know everything there is about that listing. You're going to be able to answer their questions quickly and efficiently, and really you're going to have that most knowledge. So there's nothing's going to be lost in translation, especially if they're already working with an agent. They're going to ask their agent a question. Their agent's going to ask you the question. Then you've got to answer that question to the agent. That agent's then got to play telephone and relay that answer. Who knows if what you said is going to be correct or what they asked is actually what made it to you. So having those buyers come directly to you can certainly be the advantage that you're looking for in today's current market. And listing syndication is the best way to get your listings directly in front of those buyers looking to buy today. So how does My State MLS fit into that equation? How can we help? So the biggest thing is My State MLS, not only is it a nationwide MLS, but it can do more than your typical local MLS. So since we are a nationwide tool, we give you powerful nationwide resources that brokerages across the country are already doing, allowing you to list properties anywhere that you're licensed and get seen by those members across the country. Let's take a look back at what's happened over the past two years now. You know, after COVID-19 hit and we all got locked down with coronavirus, people started working remotely. What did working remotely do? Well, that allowed people across the country to not be locked into that same area where their job is. Some people have started, have utilized this as an opportunity to move to that location they've always dreamed of. So we've seen a lot of people relocating more so than ever over the past 2 years because their job has allowed them to do it. And with My State MLS, not only are you going to be able to get in front of those buyers that are relocating, but you can get your listings in front of those buyers, or excuse me, in front of those brokers that represent those buyers. So having nationwide exposure for your listings is a great tool for My State MLS users. And that's really going to allow you to expand your territory and go above and beyond. So let's just take a quick look at this screenshot here and just kind of compare apples to oranges, really, when it comes to how My State MLS fares to your traditional local MLS. My State MLS is a nationwide platform. That means you can list anywhere that you're listed. And we're starting to see lots of brokers, lots of agents get licensed in multiple states. Where I am here in upstate New York, I'm actually just a 25, 30-minute drive to the Massachusetts border. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and get licensed in Massachusetts so I could kind of have a greater coverage area of where I can help my customers and clients. And with My State MLS, if you're licensed in multiple states with the same brokerage, we're going to allow you to list listings from both those states, all from the same account. Taking a look at your traditional local MLS, you're only tied down to that specific town, that specific county that your MLS covers. So if you wanted to list, even if you wanted to list in your state but 2 counties over, chances are you're going to have to join a different MLS, maybe a different board of realtors, because your local MLS will say, oh, well, we don't cover that area. You can't list that here, or you've got to mark it as out of area or out of network. That shouldn't be happening anymore. This is 2022, where you're licensed by your state. You should be able to list anywhere in your state. That means if you've got a cousin, on the other side of where you live, of the other side of the state, you should be able to list their property because you're licensed by your state. You can list that home. But with local MLSs, sometimes that's not the case, and you get stuck not being able to help out your own family because you can't properly list it in your local MLS. When it comes to what kind of listings you can put into your local MLS, typically most traditional MLSs, you've got to have that exclusive listing agreement, where with My State MLS, not only are we allowing you to add those exclusive listings, but we're allowing you to advertise open listings as well. And this is a great tool when it comes to growing your business and in some cases getting the word out about your business, because open listings can be used as a way to essentially advertise who you are, advertise your business, and potentially get in front of those potential buyers, even sometimes potential sellers, through advertising electronically, whether it's on syndicated sites or if you're sharing these open listings on different platforms. When it comes to your traditional MLS, you kind of get stuck with what kind of properties you list. Most MLSs, it's just residential, commercial, and land. And I guess multi-family, multi-unit mixed use properties as well. But take a look at My State MLS. Look at all the different types of listings we allow you to add. Residential, commercial, your open listings. We're allowing you to do manufactured homes that are on land lease. We have auction listings. Pretty much any type of property or anything that you can put a for sale sign on is going to be allowed on My State MLS. And what's great about that is because we're not restricting you and not preventing you from listing the types of homes that you sell for your business, we're able to take those listings and then do listing syndication for you. And this is where My State MLS really starts to shine, especially when it comes to getting maximum exposure on your listings. We've kind of gone through, there's about 600, 700 MLSs here in the US. And on average, the traditional local MLS will send listings to about 85 different sites. With My State MLS, we have about 50% more, with over 125 websites, not only just nationwide, but worldwide. One of the top benefits of My State MLS is not only do we send out to over 100 listing sites around, across the country, we've also incorporated international syndication as well. And what does that mean for you? That means you're going to be able to get your listings in front of international buyers that may be looking to move or invest in US real estate. On top of that, we also have we also have commercial syndication as well. And we've really focused on that within the past year or so, trying to add as many benefits as we can to our commercial brokers. And we're going to cover that in just a little bit. Some great sites that we've now partnered with to allow our commercial members to get maximum exposure on their listings. So like we said before, My State MLS allows you to list pretty much any type of property type, residential, commercial, open listings, your land lease properties. And what's cool about that is we allow you to have all the necessary fields needed for that particular property type, because when you go back and think about those third-party sites, every third-party site is laid out differently, especially when you think about what a commercial site displays versus what a residential site displays. And because of that, we've kind of worked with these third-party sites to see what kind of fields they accept, what kind of fields they display, and have matched that up with the way that listings are added into My State MLS. On top of that, My State MLS is homegrown. We've designed our software from the ground up in-house, which means as we learn about new fields, as we partner with new third-party websites, if they've got fields that we think would benefit our users as well, we can go ahead and upgrade and update our services to allow you to have those fields necessary for your listings. In fact, about an hour before this webinar, I had another call with one of our syndication partners, and they said, "Hey, do you guys have this field?" And I said, "Not yet, I don't, but I will in about 2 weeks, because we're going to actually update our service so that way we can offer fields to our members, so that way their listings are more complete on third-party websites where those potential buyers are going." Remember, 96% of home buyers are doing their own home searches. So we want to make sure we can provide them with as much information as possible. And with My State MLS and our very robust listing wizard, that's the process where you add your listing into the system. We're going to give you as many fields as possible so you can make that listing 100% complete, where there's going to be no questions as to what's involved with this listing, because you're going to have everything laid out for those potential buyers. One of the other key differences with My State MLS versus a traditional local MLS is we allow you to choose your listing syndication. We've seen for most MLSs, it's either all or nothing. You either choose to have syndication on or you don't. But what if you've got a buyer, or excuse me, what if you've got a seller that doesn't want their listing on a particular website for one reason or another? We allow you to go ahead and choose which sites you send your listings to. So you have full control over every single site, whether you want to send your listing to it or not. And what we're going to do in a couple minutes is I'm going to show you exactly how that works. A few minutes ago, I talked about how international syndication is one of the key aspects to the My State MLS syndication. And it's huge. And the US is one of the top destinations for foreigners. So with international syndication, again, My State MLS sending out to about 24 websites in about 24 different languages, you're going to be able to get your listings in front of those foreign investors pretty much in every corner of the country. Now think about it. Does your local MLS do that? Are you able to get your listings in front of those foreign investors? Let's take a look back at last year, crunch some numbers. In 2021, US property sales to foreign buyers was over $107 billion. That is a lot of zeros. And of all those purchases, 40% of them were cash buys. So foreign buyers came in, cash in hand, bought out the property outright. We've got a lot of people on this webinar now, so take a look at these top destinations here. If you are in any of these 5 states, now is the time for you to list with My State MLS to get your domestic properties in front of those foreign buyers. So we're looking at Florida, California, New York, Texas, and Hawaii. In 2021, these were the top 5 destinations in the US for those foreign buyers looking to purchase or invest here in the US. So if you're not already getting your listings in front of those foreigners looking to come to the US, My State MLS is the perfect platform for you to make sure you're getting maximum exposure on your listings. So like I said, we're going to go in and into the My State MLS platform in just a couple of minutes to see exactly how international syndication can be activated, but this is going to make sure that your listings are being seen by these websites that are used in different countries. And like I said, not only are we getting it out to like 24 different sites, but a lot of those sites translate your property description, translate or convert the amount into the monetary value or amount in that country. So these websites do a lot for you to make sure there's no confusion to those foreign investors looking to purchase in the US. And some might be saying, well, why would I want to choose to turn off a syndication site for one reason or another? Well, a lot of the times it's just because some sites cater to different types of listings. So again, you're going to want to have your residential listings on pretty much every single platform out there. But when it comes to commercial listings, some websites just are not displaying commercial listings at this time. However, we'll still send your commercial listings to those third-party sites, but if they're not a website that specializes in commercial listings, they're not going to display it. So if you say, well, I turned on, my listing to go to these websites, but it's not on there. If we take a look and say, oh, well, you're listing a laundromat building, this is commercial, this isn't going to display on this particular website. So you always have to be mindful as to where you're sending your listing, because not all third-party sites are the same. Some only take specific types of listings. But even so, we still give you that full control, because maybe you have a homeowner that doesn't want their listing on a specific site. Maybe they say, well, this house is in a foreclosure, I don't want it on foreclosure.com. You can go into your account and be able to modify that and say, all right, it's not going to go to foreclosure.com. And some of the biggest sites that have come out of My State MLS and our efforts to be able to get maximum exposure on your listings has been what we've done for our commercial real estate brokers and agents. Because as you know, some of the most popular consumer-facing websites do not display commercial listings. Zillow, Realtor.com, those are strictly residential listings. But what do commercial brokers do? They really haven't had a good, dependable platform to use. What we've been doing here at My State MLS, and one of the key things that I like to do and I take pride in most, is trying to find more platforms for you, the My State MLS users, to get your listings displayed. And in the past year, we've partnered with Brevitas, and coming very, very soon, we're going to be working with Crexi.com to serve our commercial brokers and agents. And as you may know, if you're already in the commercial world, you know that Brevitas and Crexi are some of the biggest names in commercial real estate when it comes to getting your listings seen. We've been live with Brevitas for about a year now, and Crexi, we're actually just announcing pretty much right now. So all of you watching this webinar right now, you're getting a very sneak peek, knowing that Crexi is coming soon to our My State MLS syndication offerings. If you're already a My State MLS member, you can start opting in your future commercial listings now, because once we officially go live, commercial listings will be sent to the Crexi.com website. And while we've covered Brevitas many times in the past, again, we wanted to kind of give you this little sneak peek as to what Crexi.com can offer commercial brokers. And what they do is they've got thousands and thousands of listings, millions of buyers coming to their website every single month. And now it's your time as a commercial broker to be able to have your listings on Crexi.com through My State MLS. But those are just two sites for commercial brokers. But there's a lot more, and a lot more. I mean, a lot of websites. Again, we said over 120 websites that My State MLS is connected to. Once your listings have been sent through My State MLS to our syndication partners, a lot of times you're going to get a free account for those websites. Those accounts will allow you to track traffic for your website, how many times it's being viewed, who's viewing it. It's going to allow you to be able to collect leads from those listings as well. And even in some cases, you can upgrade your account on those platforms to get even more perks and benefits. So remember, once you've created your listings on My State MLS and you've chosen which sites you want to syndicate to, make sure you also have those agent accounts on those third-party websites. Oftentimes, if you're a brand new agent or it's a brand new listing and they haven't received listings from you before, they'll send you an email saying, hey, your listing is now on our website. Please be sure to activate your account to start viewing your leads now. So that's what syndication partners do. That's what those third-party websites are doing. They're allowing you to get a free account and start tracking the progress of your listing, see how it's performing, see if it's getting a lot of traffic. These are things that you can then bring back to your seller and let them know that you're doing all that you possibly can to make sure they're getting the best offer for their home. Another way to get more exposure on your listings is through IDX. For those unfamiliar with IDX, this is a type of data feed that you can get incorporated onto your website. So that way, when potential buyers or website visitors come to your company website, or maybe it's your personal website, they're able to view listings not only just from your brokerage, but from other brokerages throughout your state using My State MLS. So this is a great way for you to make you or your business look larger than it is, because instead of just having the 24 listings that are in-house from your company, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of listings from all the different brokerages across your entire state. But then it can go the other way as well. This is going to allow you to get your listings on other brokerage websites, again, if you so choose. When it comes to IDX, you're allowed to opt in, turn it off or on, just like you would with any other syndication. So again, there are some pros and cons to both, whether or not you want to have other brokers' listings on your website, or vice versa if you want your listing on other brokers' website. But either way, IDX is a great way to get more eyeballs on your listings, or potentially make your company look larger than it actually is by being able to incorporate listings from other brokerages right on your company website, and using those listings as a way to generate leads for your business. When it comes to lead gen, let's just stay on that topic and talk about how sending your listings to social media is a great way to get maximum exposure on your listings. Think about it. You don't just have a personal Facebook page anymore. You don't have just a personal Instagram page. You have your professional pages as well. And with My State MLS, you can share not only your listings, but you can share other agents' listings as well directly to your social media platforms right from My State MLS. This is going to allow you to then get your listings in front of additional people on social networks. What can you do? You can then, after you've sent that listing to your Facebook page, to your Facebook business page, you can then boost that page either on Facebook Marketplace. You can turn it into an ad and turn that ad into a great way to collect buyers leads, to collect sellers leads. And really, it's a great cost-effective way to generate additional leads for you, all by using the boosted post option on Facebook. And with that said, I think that wraps it up. I want to just add one more thing here. We are good. I think that we're good. Yeah. So with that, this wraps things up for today. Again, I wanted to keep things short and sweet to talk about how My State MLS and our wide range of syndication options can help you get the most out of your listings, give you the most exposure for all of your listings, whether it's for sale listings, for rent listings, it's residential, it's commercial. My State MLS works hard to make sure that you're getting the most exposure on your listing. As always, this webinar is being recorded, so if you missed something, you were taking notes, you had to step away, don't worry, we will always be making replays available. And to watch those replays, make sure you find us on Facebook or on YouTube with our Go Home TV channel. So check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Go Home TV. Be sure to click that subscribe button as well as that bell icon, so that way you know whenever we post a new webinar replay or some unique content right on our YouTube channel, you're going to be able to access that information. So again, find us at youtube.com/Go Home TV. And someone brought something up to me, and I'm glad you reminded me. I just pulled up one of my draft listings here, and I just wanted to talk about the listing syndication option. So when you put in a listing, like I said, you get full control as to what kind of websites you syndicate your listing to. And you can see I have all of my different options here. Right now, I'm listing a home for sale. So because it's a home, it's not an apartment, it's not a commercial building, I cannot select Brevitas, Crexi, or apartments.com, but you can see that I have full access to all the other platforms that My State MLS syndicates to. So that includes ListHub. They send out to about 7 dozen websites nationwide. We send directly to Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, Home Finder, Homes.com. List Globally is part of our international platform. Localized City and Samaki are based in the New York City area. Then, as I mentioned before, we also have our IDX platform. And then MH Authority is our homegrown platform designed specifically for manufactured properties as well. When it comes to sharing a listing onto Facebook, I'm just going to open up a quick listing here and show you exactly how that's done. That question coming from Tina: how can I share a listing to the MLS. Well, let me see if I can just find an active listing here. So here is an active listing within My State MLS. And on the right-hand side of that listing, you're gonna see I have all of my social media network buttons here. So I can click on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Pinterest. If I click on the Facebook F there, it's gonna open up a pop-up window. It's gonna connect to my Facebook page. And I'm gonna be able to go ahead and make a post to my profile, to my company page, however I want directly from this. And because I'm sharing it to my page, what actually is going to post is a client view version of the listing. And this is great because this is going to be branded with my information. So because I'm sharing it to my network, I'm sharing it to my followers, they're going to see my branded information on it as opposed to the original listing agent. Luz wanted to know if I enter the listing on my local MLS as well as the My State MLS, will it appear on third-party platforms twice? Most times, Luz, it happens, the listing will just appear one time. It depends on each third-party site. They kind of have their own rules. Some will display the listing they received first. Others will display the listing that they received the most recently. Every website handles it differently. Some may actually show two versions of the listing. They'll have a tab to say listing 1, listing 2. But when it comes to adding your listing to multiple platforms, each site is different. What I've seen some members do that are part of multiple MLSs, they will just put their listing into their local MLS and not choose to syndicate. They'll just then use My State MLS syndication because they know that we can send to so many different platforms at once. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more minutes to get those last minute questions in. If you can't think of anything right now, it's right on the tip of your tongue and you come up with it later, feel free to send me an email at dave@mystatemls.com. Again, you can email me as well at 888-769-7657. But your boy's gonna need to rest his voice just a couple minutes after this one. So the best thing is always just write into my inbox at dave@mystatemls.com. Rosemary wanted to know, is this the same as New York State MLS? Yes, so those that are in New York, you're probably already part of the New York State MLS. This is just an offshoot or a branch, if you will, of My State MLS. It's the same back-end platform. You probably noticed as I was going through that demo there that it looks just like New York State MLS. It's just got a different color scheme and a different name, but it is the same exact platform, whether you're in New York State or you're in any of the other states or territories. Going back to that social media share that I had showed before with sharing to Facebook, Jen wanted to know if we needed permission to post the listing. You do not have to get permission, Jen. This is the same thing as if you were doing an email campaign and you did saved searches for a customer or a client and it automatically emails to them. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to just, it's implied. So you're going to be able to do that. Anita wanted to know, can this be used for all of North Carolina? This can be used in any of the 50 states or the territories. So if you're whether you're in North Carolina or North Dakota, or maybe Northern Puerto Rico, you can use My State MLS. So no matter where you are in the US, My State MLS can be utilized by you. Again, the only requirement is that you are licensed to practice real estate or you do have a similar license, say for our folks in Florida that list manufactured housing, they've got dealer licenses to list those manufactured homes. So we go by that license. If you are interested in signing up for My State MLS, we have a couple different pricing options for you. For individuals, membership is $45 a month or $380 for the full year. With monthly membership, there's no long-term commitments. You can cancel at any time. Yearly billing allows you to save about $160 over that monthly rate by committing to that full year upfront. If you're looking to save any more, maybe you're a broker and you think this would be a good tool for your entire brokerage, we also offer discounted office pricing. The way that works is we give My State MLS accounts to all of your agents while the brokerage pays a reduced bundled rate. Again, my email is up on the screen if you have questions about office pricing or you want to get started with individual pricing. Please feel free to email me at dave@mystatemls.com. Another follow-up question, regarding that social media share button. Rita wanted to know, even if it's not my listing, the listing will be branded to me. That's correct. So that's what we're looking at right now. When you do a social media share to your Facebook or your LinkedIn or your Twitter, it's going to be branded as a client view, because again, you're sharing that listing to your clients, your customers. So you want it to be branded with your information. All right, I think that's wrapping up all our questions for now. Again, thank you everyone for joining us today. If you have any further questions about My State MLS, again, just email me at dave@mystatemls.com. You can also call me at 888-769-7657. But the best way, right into my inbox at dave@mystatemls.com. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you at future webinars and hopefully on My State MLS very soon. All right, bye.